Inside Steven's brain, part Trey. Get out of your own way.
Dude, that's huge, man. Uh, I can't wait to be able to freaking just buy the next one. I think I'm well. I mean, after we talked yesterday, like then that makes a lot more sense what I got to do now. So,
I
but
think
that's exciting,
people
man.
I think people just don't know what's ahead of them and your fear of the unknown, right? So when you can break it down, it makes more sense, but you still have to get used to the unknown. Like you have to get used to a little bit of risk in order to. That's where people really get held back, is because your job, even though it's really not guaranteed because they could fire you at any moment, mentally people feel like it's safer because it's like, I work 8 hours, I get this much money. That feels safe. But it's not, because you can be fired at any moment. But that's not how people look at it. Where the true safety net is in your financial freedom, you don't need that job. That's the true safety net. But when people can't say, if I buy this house, I'm guaranteed to make this much money. Or if I, whatever, invest in this cryptocurrency or this stock, I want to be guaranteed I'm going to make this much money. And it doesn't work that way. Like, you have to be comfortable with taking those leaps of faith and taking those risks. And when they pay off, which if you invest over time and you have that delayed gratification mindset, it's a pretty good bet that a lot of them will pay off if you're patient. That's the true safety net, because now you're financially free and you don't ever need that job.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It does. It's perspective, though. People think 8 hours equals $80 or whatever the
I know,
minimum
man.
wage
Hmm.
is a safety net, is safe. It's not. What happens when you stop making that paycheck? What happens when you can't? What happens? Okay, so here's another thing too. I'd like to talk to a lot of clients. They're like, well, what if I lose my job and I'm paying a mortgage and I can't make the payment anymore? It's like, well, if you at some point you lose the house, what happens when you stop making the payment on your rental? You lose the house.
Yeah.
Do you know how long it takes to foreclose on a house? Probably a good 6 months or longer. Many times it takes years. You know how long does they evict you if you stop paying? 20 days.
Quick.
What's more secure?
Yeah, exactly.
It's people's perspective and lack of information too. A lot of people don't necessarily know this information.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people just don't know. Well, and then they're not really focused on, well, yeah, it's kind of both, like they're not focused on their future, like they don't really have that perspective of a long-term perspective, so then
That
they don't
too.
they don't inform themselves
Right.
on how to do that or what to do, or how to make moves, things like that. So yeah, I feel like it's definitely like both, and they
That's
both.
true. Like, for whatever odd reason, I had a passion for it. So I like nonstop
Hmm.
learning about all this stuff. So to me, it's a no-brainer. But yeah, it makes sense that most people aren't passionate about this. It's not like super exciting when you know what I mean?
It
Numbers
can
and
be though,
loans and real estate. Like, yeah.
like this stuff like almost like it really does excite me, and it really makes me feel like, dude, this is easy. I won't say easy, but like it seems
Simple.
it's simple, like yeah, exactly, like you don't have to do anything crazy. Just, live somewhat, conservative. Don't spend all your money on stupid stuff, which I think that's the big issue, is you just blow money like crazy where you can do other things. And if you're the type of person that's excited about, like, financial freedom, and you want to live the lifestyle that most people don't get to, this is exciting. This is like a really simple process to do it. Like it gets me excited because I think about like, man, I'm 28 years old. Like this can easily be done in 10 to 15 years, which for me, like I'm already set on like 45 years old. Like when I'm 45, I want to have all this done. You know, like I want to be able to live. I know I can live on 10K a month and be like super happy.
Oh yeah.
That's an easy goal, you know, like that's a pretty easy goal to reach.
Yeah.
And doing it, like I want to live on 10K a month and not really like, definitely not working with clients and stuff like that, you know, like where it's like nonstop trying to build your business. Like I want to live on 10K a month and be chilling pretty
Yeah,
much,
and that's what I
you
love
know.
too, is like the power of having that financial freedom is monumental to your own like mental health, because like I don't have to take a client on that I don't want. Like I
Mm-hmm.
never need the money to pay a bill. It's like, I get to pick and choose who I work with, and a lot of times it's people that you want to help. So sometimes they still can be difficult because it takes a lot more work than other clients, but I get to make that decision. I
Yeah,
get to choose, like, yeah, I can decide not to help you, but I want to. And that's a completely different mindset,
for sure.
because if there is somebody that's just super difficult and not worth it, I can say no and not mind, and
It won't
not
affect you.
sacrifice my health, my mental
Yeah.
health. So it's very powerful. And then also, to your point, your $10,000 a month is great. So here's why I love rentals for your retirement, is because a lot of people put a lot of money into stocks, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when they need the money, what do? They sell the stock.
Mm-hmm.
Now they don't have that money anymore. So eventually it's all gone. With rentals, your $10,000 becomes $12,000, becomes
Mm-hmm.
$15,000, because rents always go up. So your income's always increasing forever.
When you say rents always go up, like do they really always go, like rents never go down, or like or do
Well,
they do
once
go down
again,
but then they go back up, or
well,
like
once
that?
again, yeah, I mean, to your point, never say never. I think in certain areas during the Great Recession, rents went down a little bit,
What? Really?
but not in some areas that it went up because the demand for that product went up
Well, I guess I was going to say, I guess it's based off the supply and demand, right? Like because if even if there's a recession, there's still a high demand.
for rentals.
Well,
People
like
still need to live
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
And like I said, in some areas where homeowners who lost their house just became more renters. So in
mm-hmm,
some areas, rent prices went up, demand went up.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, never say never. You got to prepare for if they do go down. But I always like to look at things long term, and long term,
They
they
always go
go
up.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's why, I don't want to buy a house that's cost me $1,500 a month and the rent's $1,500 a month. Because not only if rents go down, now am I losing money,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but if there's a repair, now I'm losing money. So you want to have a little bit of a buffer, a few $100 a month
On a rental,
on a rental.
right? That's
Yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, man, that's huge, man. I feel like it's a really simple process. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't just recommend anybody just go out there and start buying houses. Like, have somebody to guide you who's like done it before.
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, there's some details here and there on what kind of house, what areas, things to stay away from, red flags, stuff like that.
Man, I so wish, dude, like I did this when I was like, like a lot of the brothers right now, like they'll hit you up and like, they're all still young and in college and single and not married, like,
College
and
is such a good time to buy a house because there's roommates everywhere.
oh, I know,
And you
man.
just rent out the rooms and live for free, or maybe even make money.
Man.
And it's let it appreciate while you're in college, come out, sell it,
That's
pay off all your student loans, you're set. Like, it's just,
I so wish I could have done all that.